Hey gamers, it's Jeremy with 1UP Retro. So today we want to bring you the Super UFO Pro 8. This is the Super Nintendo Flash Card Reader. It's SD card based. You install the games, the ROMs on the SD card, and the Super UFO cartridge is actually designed to read the SMC files that are on the SD card, and you can play those ROMs through your Super Nintendo. If you have any questions, please subscribe below first of all, and you can comment below if you have any questions, or you can email us at info@oneuppretro.com. So let's go ahead and get started. Okay guys, so this is what you're going to get when you order the Super UFO Pro 8. Let's go ahead and get it opened up separately. So let's just peel that back, and has a nice little hook hanger on it, and just slide the contents out that way, and there is the Super UFO cartridge for the Pro 8, and nice box. And I'm not sure what this disc does, but it comes with a disc. I'm sure you might be able to get this as a downloadable file as well if you don't have a CD-ROM drive. We can find out about that. It comes with a multi-language user's guide. It looks like it's in at least 4 different languages, so this will help, I'm sure. And you get a USB micro, so you can plug this into your computer and download the firmware. You can also, when you plug this into your computer, you can take information off of the SD card, which goes in right here, and you can dump a ROM. If you want to back up your Super Nintendo game, you put the game right on the top of this, and in the tools on the menu, you can dump that game ROM right to that SD card. Okay, now that we have our SD card ready, I am going to open it up. I have predetermined some games that we're going to play, and or at least put on the SD card. So they're right here in this folder, and I do know that there are some issues with a couple that are on here, and we are going to go ahead and show you. So this SD card is formatted to so now that we have these files, they're just in the subdirectory, the root directory, sorry, of the SD card. Okay, so we're going to be playing on the Retroid 16 system that we also have on our website. We're going to go ahead and put the cartridge in and turn the power on. So what you'll see is the Super UFO menu, and there is audio in the background. When you do start it up, it does become a bit annoying, especially if you're going through a whole bunch of games, and it's just repetitive. There are different songs or different music that's played on here, so there might be a way to go into the menu and turn it off. I'm sure there is. I'm not going to go in and try to figure that out during this video. So what you'll do is that flashing icon is basically the SD card. You're going to push the B button, and it's going to say play SD card. If we want to play the 7th Saga, also mind you that they have to be in .smc format in order to read it, and if the game can't be read, it'll tell you that there is a file error or file type error. Also, as you notice that little line there at the bottom, it actually loads the ROM into the memory and then plays it back. So it does it about 1 meg at a time. So as you can see, we're playing the 7th Saga, and everything seems to be working on that. We're going to go ahead and push start, and Got to push A to get through the first menu of the game, and we'll just choose characters and give him as his name. So, but as you can see, everything looks like it's working perfectly here. So we're going to go ahead and hit reset. It's going to go back to the game itself. So we're going to have to turn the power off and turn the power back on. And I did that on purpose because I wanted to show you that the reset does not take you back to the main menu. Once it's loaded in the memory, it looks at it as in a physical game. All right, reset again. Actually, power off, power on. This also has upgradable, updatable firmware. Okay, so I've gone in and created a list of games that are the DSP-1 and SA-1 and 2 chips. Unfortunately, this Super UFO, because it's emulation, and it doesn't actually have the hardware necessary to emulate the DSP and SA-1 chips, you'll not be able to play those types of games. However, right here on the top, you can actually insert a game right on top of it. So if you're going to play like a ROM hack of Super Mario Kart, you can actually use the DSP-1 module that's inside of the cartridge itself to play that ROM hack. So there are a few ways around that, but unfortunately you won't be able to play games like Tales of Fantasia, Star Ocean, the Super Mario World 2, Yoshi's Island, Kirby's Adventure, or Kirby's Dreamland, Kirby's Avalanche, those types of games that require the DSP and the SA-1 chip on board. So, but I'm going to go ahead and we're going to go into this menu, and I do have a small list of the games that will not run, such as the Star Ocean. Some of the Capcom games won't work. Street Fighter. I haven't gone through all of them yet, but there are some games that just won't work. So those are the Super Adventure Island, Super Bomberman 1 and 2. Those do work. I'm going to check. This is Super Castlevania 4. I may have to check that. This should read. I'm not sure why it's not reading that SMC file. It will also read .ufo files. The SRM files are your save files. So games such as Earthbound and a few other Capcom games, they may have issues due to copyright protection while playing the game. I haven't gone through completely to see, but that is a possibility. So this one's Super Mario All-Star. Earlier I tested it and it did not work correctly, so this one may be okay. Alright, well that's good. Well, let's go back. And so the reason that the Star Ocean and Tales of Fantasia won't work is that they are 48 meg, and the Super UFO, the DRAM is only 32 meg, and I don't think there's any way to expand that. So you can see here Star Ocean is 48 meg, and Pilot Wings. Pilot Wings can play if you put the game cartridge in it, but it's only running through the game cartridge itself, which is the DSP-1. But you can play Pilot Wings Japanese version with that DSP-1 chip from the actual cart in it if you want to do that. But I don't know, it's not any different to me to play. I'd rather play the English version because I don't speak Japanese. But so here's this is Kirby Super Deluxe. Let's see what happens when we try to play it. Yeah, the game just goes black. So the screen just goes black. So it's part of the SA-1 DSP group. So there's no way to get around that, unfortunately. but there aren't many, actually I don't think there are any flash drives out there that can actually read those. So anyway, the short list of games that aren't going to work are Pilot Wings, Star Fox, Kirby, Super Mario World 2. Like I said, anything with those DSP 1 or SA1, SA2 chips. So, and the reason is the system, this hardware, the Super UFO Pro 8 just can't handle that. So, and I don't think at this point there are any games out there that are the DSP1, DSP2, SA1, SA2 that can be read by these types of systems. Now, so this is another Kirby game. So this is Kirby's Dream Course. Here we go. So far everything looks good. So it looks like there might be a couple of Kirby games that may work with this, and it may just be a trial and error thing. Let me go ahead and get into Pilot Wings for you here, and I'll show you what happens. It plays just fine through the opening sequence. You can go in, select what you want, but as soon as you get to the game and start it, the screen stays black. So, well, I guess on this one it does that, but it locks up. You can't do anything. It doesn't even process the graphics the way that it's supposed to. So that's that one. So here's ActRaiser, and I haven't had any issues with ActRaiser or ActRaiser 2 playing. So anyway, I hope this helps. If you have any questions, please feel free to send us an email at info@oneuppretro.com. Please remember to subscribe below. And as always, guys, game on.